Hi kids, do you like sand? I like sand. I like Sandslash. This team is a semi-standard sand team, I would say. There's a couple of interesting choices on there. We'll get to them in a moment. I think Sandslash is kind of an okay Pokemon. He's an absolute cutie, which automatically makes him better than Excadrill, who is just kind of a cutie. But seriously though, I do think Sandslash is kind of okay. Like, it has higher defense than Excadrill, so it can take a few hits that it can't. Like, it can take a close combat from Sneasler, and it could also take a +1 King Gambit Sucker Punch while Tera Dark. Which, we'll see in this fight right here. Little spoilers for you. This one doesn't go too hot. Pretty bad lead choices here. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't know what I'm doing with the leads. I don't know how to identify leads yet in VGC. Other than in DD Sneasler, because I feel like everybody goes to those guys. I've played VGC for like literally not even a full month yet, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing or what I'm saying. But I have a YouTube channel, so hopefully that can like trick people into thinking that I know what I'm talking about. If I just say it with enough confidence. Maybe I can just delude people into trying Sandslash on the ladder for real. Maybe I should have put VGC like in my name. Then people would know I'm a real VGC player and take me seriously then. But we have Sandslash. The set is Sand Rush, obviously. Clear Amulet because I don't like Incineroar. Gunk Shot, Earthquake, Protect, and Swords Dance. Gunk Shot's really cool because it can one-shot Rillaboom from full if you Tera Poison. And I like that because I don't like that dumb little monkey guy. He's a little annoying. Tyranitar was also pretty standard. He's Tera Flying. I'm not running Tera Blast though. I opted for Ice Punch. I just kind of wanted a little more insurance against the very, very common Dragonite. Also, I don't want to have to Tera the I don't want to have to Tera the Tyranitar for him to be useful with the Tera Blast. Well, Dango is the normal Nasty Plot set with Life Orb. I don't remember what Terror type I'm running on him. I'm still trying to figure out the Terra types for a lot of these guys. I also have Kilowattrel. He's Terra Ghost currently, as we can see, and he's Specs, so he just clicks the funny buttons over and over again. I like the funny buttons. Discharge is like the Kilowattrel plus the Sandslash is the main reason I have Flygon on the team, because as a ground type with Levitate, he is immune to both Earthquake and Discharge. So it's a fun little combo there. The Flygon set is very odd because he's running Feint, Protect, Tailwind, and Breaking Swipe. So he's a total support Pokemon. I think this one I have Tera Fairy, but I have tried out Tera Ghost and I'm not sure which one I like better. Tera Ghost is really funny on Flygon because it completely walls like every set for Ursaluda. Except for the random guy you'll run who will use Play Rough like a psychopath. But walling Ursaluna is really funny. We just kind of lose this one here because I was stupid and don't know what leads do. And I think leading with Incineroar against King Gambit is like never a good idea, it seems. Just popping a Defiant stack, just not many people are going to take them fucking Tera Dark punches. I don't know. Reg H is like really weird seeming to me. I kind of feel like, oh, there's a big old punch that he survives. Honestly, kind of crazy. I feel like Reg H's speed tiers are like very weird because everybody isn't that fast. Like, people are like kind of slowish, but they have priority a lot. Or they're like so stupidly ball-bustingly fast that why even exist? Like Sneasler. It's very, very weird. Because of that, I'm not running completely full speed investment EVs on Sandslash. I have him fast enough to outspeed Choice Scarf, Male, and DD. Because if you Tera Poison, you can actually one-shot Male and DD. So it ends up being kind of good into like Sneasler and DD leads. Everything else is put into HP though, so you can actually like do a little more. Here we're against just Trick Room shenanigans and like Lilligant and Hisui, which I don't know what that even does. I just moused over it at one point so I know the name. I didn't play any of the generations from like 6, 7, or 8, or Arceus Legends, whatever gen that was. So I don't know what half these people do. So I have a big blind spot. Gen 4 or 5 though, that's my shit right there. I know about those boys really, really well. T-Tar, that's my guy. Also, one piece of tech I'm running, Reg H seems really toxic. Like, I've seen a lot of Twitter discourse recently about how toxic people are on Showdown for Reg H play. So I opted to use the black basketball guy avatar because I think that would bait people into calling me slurs. And even if I lose the battle, I think getting called a slur in the process would give me the moral victory so I can go home happy in the end. Here, I just really like the Kilowattrel Incineroar lead. I just think it gives me a whole lot of advantage to start off with. I can just click funny buttons over and over again. However, I feel like it's one of those things that just works better in my brain than in practice, and I just default to Kilowattrel way too much. I didn't expect the Gallade though to do what he does here, just hard Psycho Cut like a fucking lunatic. So this seems like an obvious Trick Room setup to me. It's a clear Trick Room team. That boy could be doing Trick Room things. Kind of sucks I didn't go to a Tyranitar, but you know, that guy can also have Sacred Sword, so why would I do such a thing? Flygon ends up being a little useless here. I think I brought him just because of Ursaluna, but Ursaluna hits really hard, man. That's a scary Pokemon. The only hope against Ursaluna is like, you know how everybody comes out with Ursaluna and they always pop the Protect to get their Flame Orb set up and everything safely? I really like when you get Faint and knock off the Flame Orb before Guts can proc. That gives me so much dopamine, and I know it makes the opponent so pissed off. And honestly, isn't that why we play Pokemon in the end, to piss people off? Anyway, yeah, I keep getting baited by this Kilowattrel Incineroar lead, and it just is not working out well for me, so I think we're just not going to do that ever again. Here I just Terra and just pray to God, even though I know there's no way I can deal with whatever comes in. Either Ursaluna or Torkoal will just beat our ass. That's a pretty easy L. Alright, spoilers here. Here's a battle I'll actually win. It seems like a pretty standard team. I've had people in my Twitch chat say like the Michael Kelsch balance team against some things that kind of look like this. I don't know what that means or like who that is or like why we're even on this planet playing video games and existing. But I decided to just go Sandslash lead because I'm a psychopath. I won't even need any of the funny little things. Fortunately, our boy Flygon has Tailwind, so it kind of boosts up the T-Tar. Or not the T-Tar, rather. The Sandslash. Makes him a little faster, just like he had Sand Rush. I do go for a Terrestrialization, though, because I know Dragon Bolt just loves to sit out here and click Dragon Dart. It's like a total psychopath. But, yeah, he uses Phantom Force, which is not what I expected in, like, quite literally any way, shape, or form ever in human society. Because I don't know why you wouldn't just click Dragon Darts and kill everybody. I don't know who he puts this on. I figure it's probably, like, somebody stupid. I decided to stay with Sandslash, though. Except I don't, I lied. I switched Sandslash to T-Tar. He eats the Phantom Force for a little bit of damage. And the Breaking Swipes begin to come in. It is kind of weird to me that Dragapult is like on the ground, but like he's like flying, but like he's on the ground because he's not like actually a flying type or having Levitate. I don't know. I just feel like if you're not touching the ground, like you should count as flying or something. Animation wise, it's very odd to me. Anyway, I just Ice Punch the Rillaboom because I like Ice Punch. It's the only weird deviation I think I have on this Pokemon. It gives me lots of dopamine though. Anytime I get the Ice Punch a stupid idiot like Dragonite or a Garchomp in the dome, I'm happy about that one. Primarina is a bit of a problem for us. Primarina is like a Pokemon that's like way surprisingly bulky, like way bulkier than I ever thought it would be. Also, Flygon can't really do anything to Primarina. It's like, kind of thank God Flygon just goes down. Fortunately, Tyranitar manages to knock off the Phantom Force Choice Band spamming Dragapult. I really don't understand the Phantom Force. I'm gonna be so for real with you guys. Kilowattrel's here just so he can spam Discharge and like hopefully kill the Primarina. Thank God Sneasler isn't actually like, what do you call it? The seed. He's got them seeds. He went to the little plant store and bought a little couple of seeds real quick and started eating them. He's got his little pumpkin seeds in his patch, his little pouch, little furry pocket he pulls them out of. Yeah, thank God he doesn't have that on a burden, so we can outspeed and just hit some discharges. We kill our own Tyranitar with it, but it's worth it because we hit the paralysis on the Sneasler, which is kind of huge. And because like they're both poison types, and then we have Sandstorm, Sandslash can just come right in and just click the funny buttons and kill everybody. I do wonder, like, I feel like Primarina has to outspeed non-Sandrush Sandslash though, so like I wonder why he just didn't use Protect, but like we'll take that one. That's fine with me. I kind of really hate Whimsicott as a Pokemon. Prankster, like Tailwind and like Weather and Encore just isn't raging, honestly. Like there's no Pokemon I hate more than Whimsicott to see on the other side. Other than like Landorus, Therian, and Rotom Wash. That's mostly Gen 5 like trauma. Oh, and Cloyster, but like people don't use Shell Smash Cloyster. Here I lead Incineroar and Flygon. Flygon's mostly here because I figure he's going to set up Tailwind. So I want my other Tailwind to compete against him. And I go for the Terra to Fairy because I figure Draco Meteor is probably going to come in on my Dragon type. And so I figure every single Whimsicott I see is running Covert Cloak. Because I don't know why you wouldn't. So I just go ahead and fake out the other boy. Actually, do I fake him out? I don't even know what I do here. I'm not even intelligent enough to use it. I just fake him out. Okay, we Terra Fairy, Tailwind. I probably, in retrospect, should not have actually used the Terra Fairy from the get-go and just saved it for like a turn. But it is what it is. I actually probably should have used the Tailwind. Tailwind there would have been a much more intelligent option. We'll hold that. We'll take that as an L. That wasn't very smart for me. You know, I'm gonna blame that on a misclick. I don't think I misclicked, but if I say I misclicked, maybe people will believe me. I'm like, I don't have to face the fact that I'm bad at a children's video game that's 30 years old. I'm like not too worried about most of these Pokemon. I switched out of Incineroar because I was afraid of getting Encored in the Fake Out because I'm bad at Pokemon and never remember the fact that you can't be Encored if you're a Dark type. And I always end up misplaying around that. Every single time. I will always use Prankster priority moves on Dark types and forget that it doesn't affect me too. So I could have stayed in Incineroar and just ripped off some huge moves. Here I kind of feel like I'm very behind the momentum curve. But I kind of like the damage I'm getting out here. Even with the stat drops and everything going on. I figured nobody here could actually kill Flygon, so I take the time to set up the Tailwind finally. And Tyranitar is just kind of a nice boy to have to exist and throw rocks out relentlessly. I am afraid of the Garchomp coming in though. I figure like... He's not going to Garchomp, never mind. I know at some point in this stream I got a really cool predict Ice Punch on a switching in Garchomp, and that gave me lots of dopamine. I just don't know when that exactly happened. Unfortunately, that you have the snow warning little Alolan Ninetales in, and can't imagine what move they're about to use. God knows what Alolan Ninetales is going to use first turn in snow. It's Aurora Veil. They're like setting up the funny little screens. The little screen button. I kind of hate Alolan Ninetales because even when I win the weather control wars, I feel like I never actually do. And I'll constantly be hit by 70% blizzards over and over again. And that just really always feels bad to me. This team I'm fighting though is very interesting because I kind of feel like he doesn't have a lot of damage with him. Like Alolan Ninetales Blizzard and like Hydreigon are like his only damage. Hydreigon's pretty wounded at this point too. So I kind of feel like I could just like stay in and trade and just drop the like nerfed rocks and like it doesn't really matter, honestly. Like even through Aurora Veil, this is solid damage. And I just think we have enough bulk at this point where we can just outlast them and just keep trading relentlessly. I do kind of think I get lucky on Rock Slide a lot. But I like this play right here where I just switch T-Tar out and hit a little parting shot, go back to T-Tar, and then Incineroar comes back in for free yet again and can hit a fake out. I feel like this was a really, really good, like well-played Incineroar game for me. Like I actually used him to like his fullest potential. Was playing intelligently. I'm not even sure if I used Goldengo this battle, to be honest with you. I think it was just a full Incineroar carry job here. Granted, he does have a good type matchup into like all of these guys, but it was just good control and a good sack on the Flygon for the dub there. Terra Grass is interesting, to say the least. I don't know if the crit mattered. I kind of feel like just Tyranitar hits really hard and it didn't actually matter. But yeah, this battle was pretty easy. It goes as pretty much as you expect. Dude, I always wonder, like, what game are some of these sprites from? What is the basketball guy from? That has to be Gen 5, because Gen 5 was an American. And this feels very, oh, I do use Goldengo, wait a minute. And he stops the parting shot because of Good as Gold. Dude, I feel like I do not fully understand Good as Gold as a move. I feel like it does literally everything. Like, quite literally, it does everything. I thought when I read it, it would just block statuses like, you know, Poison, Thunder Wave. It'd block Burn, Sleep. Dude, it blocks like Encore, Taunt, like everything. It's crazy. There is no world where I would ever think it would block Parting Shot. That's like, this is how I actually learned about that interaction. It's just total accident. It's one of the, I feel like I need to read the Wikipedia, or not the Wikipedia, the Bulbapedia page like 30 times over to actually learn what the hell this boy does. Here, I just go back to Incineroar because he's funny and he's got the funny button with the fake outs. Yeah, that battle was pretty easy. We're pretty low elo at this point, like really low elo. I kind of got rolled at the beginning of the stream adapting to the team and misusing Kilowattrel repeatedly. We got to like 1350 at some point though, so the team can work. This team is kind of interesting. I feel like I definitely need Flygon, who's Terra Fairy, because he's really good into the Dragonite, and he's pretty good into Ursaluna too. I don't know like what Orin Guru does exactly. I know he like has Instruct, which does weird things, and he's like really, really good at that. I figure he's gonna go with Orin Guru and do some shit, so I just opt for like the fake out on the Orin Guru and just take him out in one hit. And Ursaluna is probably going to protect, but just in case he doesn't, I think covering it with fake out is the smartest option here. I really wish I had Flygon lead here so that I could knock off the Flame Orb. I just kind of ruin Ursaluna's day. Even if Ursaluna gets super buff and everything, I do think we have enough ways between Parting Shot and Incineroar's Intimidate and Parting Shot to just continuously lower its attack to the point where it won't be too bad. We get the one shot on the Mental Herb. Boy, pretty good setup right there. I did also decide the Parting Shot to Oranguru because I figured he would like protect with the Ursaluna. I probably could have just hard switched, but doesn't matter in the end. This is kind of a scary position to be in because I don't really have a way of dealing with this, and he can just easily set up Aurora Veil for free. So I decided to just hit Terra Fairy and hit some Breaking Swipes, and just kind of accept my role in society that everything is going to be horrible. I'm going to my ass beat relentlessly. Surprisingly, we survived the Facade down all that like, HP damage. Or down with... You know what I'm trying to say, man. He's got the attack cuts. He's a little weak little bear. He's not the big, strong little bear. What's that saying with the bears? If it's like it's brown, like, flush it down. If it's black, fight back. If it's white, good night. Some shit like that. You know what I'm talking about. I just keep with the Breaking Swipes here to keep nerfing the Ursaluna. Or I have to force him to switch, and also nerfing the Ninetales and getting back to T-Tar. It's kind of cool, because at this point, they're just so nerfed, and Tyranitar is such a big, beefy boy that I'm kind of happy he's here. I kind of feel like we're like on par with him. And this is what I was talking about earlier, where like, weather control doesn't even fucking matter. Because I'll be getting hit with these 70% blizzards regardless. Breaking Swipes will continue until morale improves though. I just truly love clicking this button over and over again like a total lunatic. And it just feels like it's always a good option. Not that many guys run Clear Amulet. Here's some Icy Winds, which is like... I don't know, it feels like a weird speed control on his part. I just kind of feel like it's not going to matter in the end for him. Who knows, maybe it does. Maybe I'm the fool here. I don't remember what I do this turn. I decided to Protect just to see what happens. Which was like a whatever idea. Goldengo getting his speed dropped is kind of annoying though. Because he is a lot slower than these guys now. Guy really likes to click Icy Wind, I've realized. I decided to just Protect on him though, and I kind of want the Flygon to go down for a free switch at this point. After we get the Tailwind up, of course. Goldengo's gonna have a target on its back from the Incineroar though, so... kind of just stuck waiting. And praying. I think with the speed drop on Goldengo, Incineroar will outspeed too, so like I can't even like really do anything with him with the setup, so I have to get rid of the Goldengo and go to somebody else. I do think at this point I need to wait one turn for the Sandstorm to drop in order to get Tyranitar back in. But I decided to be a psycho apparently and just hard make it rain. No care in the world what Incineroar is about to do. I think I literally just quite accept that he's been nerfed repeatedly. And actually it works out for me. I kind of just forgot that like I had all those debuffs on him that I could probably tank a hit. Ends up being a smart play on my part. I get rid of that stupid, funny little boy in the back. Now I can just continually nerf the Ursaluna stats, and he can't really do anything about it. So I bring in the Incineroar for the Intimidate. Maybe hit a Fake Out, some Parting Shots. Just really lower the boy stats. It's a bit of a shame that he hits the burn on Flygon here because it does make Flygon still go down this turn when he would have survived an extra turn. And like that could have been an extra turn of like stalling out some stuff, getting a little more extra damage and some like chip damage on him. And ends up not mattering in the end, but definitely would have been nice. I decided to go for Ice Punch here because I don't know. I think it's less damage than Low Kick, but well, no, he's not ground anymore, actually. Ice Punch was the play. At this point, though, he's like so nerfed and then like we're faster, so I can just click Make It Rain and it's fine. The only way we could have died if he hit like a triple protect and we died to the burn. But can you imagine if that happened? That would be crazy. That was a little closer for comfort, but a dub's a dub. You know what I mean? Survive a 1% at the end, we take those. This team is it's like almost standard, and then you have the funny guys. I feel like that's how most teams are. You got some funny little guys. You got like 4 or 5 standard Pokemon, then 1 funny little man. Oh, I forgot to mention earlier, it's competitive Kilowattrel instead of wind power. I just kind of like how that matches up in Incineroar, especially with the Tera or Ghost. I'm also running, I think my Incineroar is a little faster than most Incineroars, so I can counter fake out their Incineroar in case I don't want to Tera my Kilowattrel. But I decided to just go for some discharges here. Just keep calm and discharge. You're at ×2 special attack. He has no ground types on his team. So like, let that rip, bro. It's specs discharge. We're good to go here. I thought he might have some heat tech on the scissor, like some crazy stuff inbound, but like, it's just a normal guy. Like he's literally just bullet punch. Discharge has a 30% chance to paralyze, except on my Pokemon, I think it's 100%. And it's not quite as high on everybody else. I decided to save the Incineroar, even though I thought about sacking him, by just going back to the Flygon and just keeping the discharges go. I'm surprised he bullet punched Flygon. I don't know why he would want to bullet punch the Incineroar. I don't know what the play there was. And like these Pokemon, I know they can't really do anything. I almost faint the Goldengo because I figured he might protect. Then I quickly remember he's a ghost type and I can't do that. So thank God the cancel button exists. Because that would have been really foolish and I would have felt like a dumb big doo-doo head. But like nothing matters, bro. I got Kilowattrel with +2 speed or +2 special. It's pretty good. I thought about protecting, but like I didn't click it. So yeah. Then I end up losing the Flygon for free basically, and then Kilowattrel goes down in counter. Fortunately, they're both incredibly wounded at this point, and like there's no chance Goldengo can ever one-shot Tyranitar, and Hydreigon will definitely go down to fake out, so pretty free at battle at this point. I think even a critical, what do you call it? The funny little move. The big funny AoE move with the Goldengo. Little string cheese boy. What he doing? To make it rain. Yeah, that's not gonna one-shot Tyranitar. Assault Vest plus like Rock type and Sand is like, it's truly an insanely optimized combo, and I don't know how Game Freak managed to pull that one off, honestly. It's so good. Yeah, bro, like you did not even 50%. You couldn't even kill Incineroar. Goldengo's the worst Pokemon. How does this boy have a 40% usage rate? This team is the Indeedee Sneasler, and like, I just kind of didn't see them. I kind of like, I know like that's the most common lead of all time, but I feel like Talonflame is also the most common lead of all time. People love leading with that boy. I just didn't really expect Ursaluna with him. That one was a little out of left field, I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief. That was crazy. But I think we're in the negative position at that point. I don't know if this is one of the Talonflames that run Will-O-Wisp. But I do kind of vaguely know what Talonflame's MO is, because I did play singles back in Gen 6. Like a tiny bit with Auras. So I'm aware of the terror that is Gale Wings Talonflame. I decide here, though, just to trade Tailwinds to keep up the speed tiers. And I think at this point, we're probably just doomed. I don't think there's any way we can deal with anything here. I decided to go for the hard Gunk Shot, though, on the Ursaluna and pray to God, like, I get a crit or something here, I guess. I don't know what the play was. It just seems a little cursed. I think Ursaluna at this point will also one-shot us. What do we even do here? This team is like the most obvious hard Trick Room team ever. The Gallade definitely has Trick Room. I don't even remember reading what we had over there on the little team sheets, but MO is pretty obvious. I decided to lead with Incineroar and Sandslash just because I haven't tried that combo yet. I kind of want to see how that would work out. I Terra the ground here on the Incineroar, which I kind of think was an interesting choice, because I wanted to avoid getting the Sacred Sword in the face by the Gallade. You can go for the knockoff on the Farigiraf. And I wasn't sure if he was going to go ahead and do Terra, like Fairy, or stay as a good Psychic type. So I hedged my bets with the Gunk Shot and the knockoff to take down the Farigiraf. Torkoal plus Among Us is an interesting one, because I don't really have that many good ways on my team of dealing with Spore spam. Incineroar and Goldengo are both immune thanks to Good as Gold and Safety Goggles, but everybody else is like super susceptible to Among Us. I decide here that I should probably switch or like do something. I'll protect on the Sandslash. That's what I do apparently. I hit a parting shot on the Torkoal because we're still faster. There's no Trick Room. And I can avoid the Rage Powder because of the, what do you call it? And then between the nerfed special attack, the Sand, no Sun, and Assault Vest Tyranitar, he takes no damage. Good play on my part there. Don't mean to toot my own horn, but Sandslash is incredibly fast at this point. But I don't want to quite kill my Tyranitar because he's my best bet into the Torkoal. As he's such a beefy boy. He's so good into Torkoal. With he can take, even like with Sun full HP, he can actually take Eruption pretty well. Relative to other Pokemon anyway, so I just opt to go for some Gunk Shots. It ends up doing like okay damage to the Among Us. Not quite as much as I would want, but we get the flinch thankfully, which is definitely good because you know that boy clicked Spore. That was a guaranteed Spore click right there. I figured Gallade is probably here for one of the attacks, the funny little moves. Like, what do you call that? I don't even know the name, man. I just click Earthquake and go Kilowattrel. He goes for Trick Room, though, which is crazy to me. At this point, we look like we're in a bad spot, kind of, but fortunately, he has the Torkoal in, and it's still Sand time, so I'll opt to go and try to kill Gallade with an Air Slash, and hope that he's doing something very supportive. We'll go Tyranitar the Cut Sun, hoping this Kilowattrel can survive, which he thankfully barely does. Unfortunately, Tyranitar goes down, which is kind of huge, but we kill Gallade. This does, fortunately, let Incineroar come in for a Fake Out, which, while Among Us can put Kilowattrel to sleep, it does allow us to delay another turn off a Trick Room, thanks to the Fake Out on the Torkoal. At this point, we really just got to get the delay of this. He doesn't go for it, though. I guess I figured he'd actually use Protect, so I just killed the Among Us like a total lunatic. I feel like that's a crazy play on my part. I don't know what that one was about. But like, he can't kill Incineroar, so I just go ahead and just beat the Torkoal's ass. Incineroar is kind of a good Pokemon, actually. Honestly, Sandslash didn't do a whole lot here, but the next battle is pretty standard again. Very similar team comp as before. Instead, we have Kilowattrel against... We have Tyranitar as the lead with Kilowattrel. This does sort of suck because Kilowattrel will take sand damage, but fortunately, Tyranitar matches up way better into Ursaluna. Kilowattrel, I think at this point I did mess with the EV, so he's not completely speed heavy. He has a little bit of HP, which does let him live the Hyper Voice and switch out with the Volt Switch. Incineroar coming in is kind of nice because we can actually hit a Fake Out on Ursaluna. We have to get big and get up in the air because there's a Sneasler here now, unfortunately. So we have to hit the Flying Tera just to avoid getting popped by close combat. Killing Ursaluna is my biggest priority here, though. I kind of feel like low-key I do, like, tunnel vision on it almost. But at this point, his last switches are 3 supportive Pokemon, although I'm not sure which Indeedee that is. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I can't tell which one that is. I guess clicking Fake Out here is actually incredibly risky, all things considered. Because he could Fake Out too, and also he could just switch to Indeedee and just waste a turn. While Sneasler kills people. Yeah, kind of like that, actually. Pretty much exactly like that. Fortunately, it does end up mattering, and we do get to kill. I'll take that trade like any day. Also chunks the Indeedee super, super well. Him having Tailwind up right now does suck for us, though. Because we get outsped super hard here. But I think it's okay, though. I'll just hit a Protect. I don't think either of them can really do anything about Indeedee at this point. Or anything about Sandslash. We get parried by the Dire Claw, which does kind of suck, but fortunately we do survive. Take down Indeedee. But we do go down because we're no longer the Rock type. I forgot we killed all 4 of his Pokemon. I'll be real with you, Chief. We're like fine at this point because like he's tripped out and like he can't survive both of these attacks. So that's a free dub. Earthquake or Air Slash is going to kill him. So GG. And we can see right there, we survive a full close combat pretty easily. Good Pokemon. If we had Excadrill, he would go down right there. This battle, I think, is the one I play the best all night. I lead Tyranitar Sandslash because I think it matches up in their Pokemon the best. And between Ice Punch, Gunk Shot, and Earthquake, we can cover pretty much all of their options. And also, we can outspeed Scarfed Zoroark Kasui, I think anyway, with Sandslash. And no matter what he does, Tyranitar will be pretty tanky against it. I know because Tyranitar got taunted, the Incineroar is definitely real. Jury's still out on the Primarina though. So I decided to go for a Protect and a Rock Slide just to see what happens. And the Water Tera tells me that the Primarina's real. And he chunks the Tyranitar really hard and goes for the Water Tera. And gets the Throat Spray. So he's pretty beefy. I figure at this point, because we got 2 like Rock Ground types out. And the Primarina's real beefy with the Throat Spray prop. He's definitely going to go for the Rillaboom switch because Rillaboom is good into both of these Pokemon. So I hit the predicted Poison Tera Gunk Shot on the Incineroar, who I know is going to switch. And we get the huge prediction, pop the Rillaboom in 1 hit, while the Primarina protects. And that's a free turn for us, baby. That's the power of the Sandslash. That's why we don't use Excadrill. Even with Poison Tera Poison Jab on Excadrill, you would need at least a Life Orb in order to one-shot Rillaboom in that situation, so that it really is a Sandslash gap. At this point, I do kind of feel like we're in a pickle. And Sandslash can't do much to Tyranitar because of the grassy terrain nerfing the Earthquake and Primarina is a pretty big beefy girl with throat spray. So I let T-Tar just stay in and like just trade and go down and do as much chip damage as possible. Fortunately, we get the flinch on their Tyranitar, which lets her stay in. And because of that, I think we can actually outspeed and just finish the Primarina with a Gunk Shot. Assuming it hits anyway. That's the problem with the Gunk Shot. Goes for the Protect though. And we actually one-shot with the low kick. Despite the attack drop, I do have a little bit of speed investment on this Tyranitar, which is kind of nice. So we like that one. Sandslash kind of went crazy here, I'm not going to lie to you, Chief. He kind of just popped off here and just did everything he needed to. Obviously, we go for a Protect here, because, like, why wouldn't you? And also, we have one turn left on the Sandstorm, so we honestly do kind of want Incineroar to get killed here. That way we can bring in the Tyranitar for the speed increase again. Because we definitely need the, what do you call it? I forget the term. What is the word? Sand Rush. That one. I don't remember if water is resistant to poison or not, but I just assume with the huge base power on Gunk Shot and Tera Poison, it'll probably kill Primarina, who just loves protecting. So I knew that, so I went for the Swords Dance. Because we're being a real dickhead here with this boy. And we get another flinch. And Grassy Terrain's gone. We're Swords Dance, we outspeed, so we just click the funny Earthquake button. We'll kill everybody around us. And that's why Sandslash is part of a pretty good team, I would say. Give him a try. Maybe you can get actually decent elo if you know how to actually play the game, unlike me.